Have you ever looked at a mountain of trash and thought, I wish that was on fire? Imagine if we could just get rid of all that waste in one fiery swoop. It sounds like a good idea, right? A quick and easy solution to our ever-growing waste problem. We could just toss all our garbage into volcanoes and let the earth take care of it. The intense heat would surely burn everything up. No more landfills, no more pollution. It seems like a win-win situation for everyone. But hold on a minute. Before we start chucking our banana peels into Mount Vesuvius, let's learn a bit more about volcanoes. They are not just fiery pits. Volcanoes are like giant pressure cookers in the Earth's crust. They are complex and powerful natural phenomena. They're filled with molten rock called magma, which is super hot and under immense pressure. This magma is what makes volcanoes so dangerous. When that pressure builds up too much, boom! The volcano erupts in a spectacular and often devastating display. The volcano erupts, spewing out lava, ash, and gases. These eruptions can have serious consequences for the environment and human life. It's a spectacular sight, but it's also incredibly dangerous. The power of a volcanic eruption is not something to be taken lightly. So, could we really use these fiery mountains as giant incinerators? Is it even feasible or safe? Let's dive in and find out. The answer might surprise you. Imagine tossing a bag of trash into a volcano. What happens? The intense heat and fiery environment inside the volcano would immediately start to work on the trash. First, the intense heat would melt most of the garbage. The temperature inside a volcano can reach up to 1,250 degrees Celsius, which is hot enough to liquefy many materials. Plastics would turn into a gooey mess, losing their original form and consistency almost instantly. Metals would melt and mix with the lava, creating a molten blend of various substances. And organic materials would quickly burn away, turning into ash and gases. But here's the catch. Not everything burns cleanly. Some materials release harmful byproducts when they burn. Burning plastics releases harmful pollutants into the air, like dioxins and furans, which are dangerous to both humans and wildlife. These chemicals can cause serious health problems and damage the environment. And that's not all. The pollutants can travel far from the volcano, affecting distant areas. Metals and other materials in our trash wouldn't just disappear, they'd mix with the lava, creating a toxic stew that could be hazardous. This molten mixture would eventually cool and harden, but it wouldn't be the same as the original lava. It would be a contaminated mass. It would be full of contaminants from our trash, potentially harming the surrounding environment and water sources, leading to long-term ecological damage. So, while it might seem like the trash is gone, it's actually just been transformed into a different kind of problem, one that could persist for many years. Some people argue that volcanoes could be a solution to our waste problem. They believe that the intense heat generated by volcanic activity could effectively incinerate our trash, reducing the amount of waste that ends up in landfills. After all, they're giant furnaces that can generate enormous heat, reaching temperatures that can melt rock and metal. And it's true that some materials, like organic waste, could potentially be incinerated in volcanoes without causing too much harm. The high temperatures could break down these materials into simpler, less harmful compounds. However, the logistics of using volcanoes for waste disposal are incredibly challenging. The remote locations of most active volcanoes make it difficult to transport waste to them. First, we'd need to find volcanoes that are active but not too dangerous to access. This is a significant challenge, as many active volcanoes are located in hazardous areas. Then we'd need to transport massive amounts of trash to these remote locations, which would require a huge amount of energy and resources. The environmental impact of this transportation could negate any benefits. Even if we could overcome these logistical hurdles, there's still the issue of safety. The unpredictable nature of volcanoes poses a significant risk. Volcanoes are unpredictable and dangerous. Eruptions can happen with little warning, releasing toxic gases and ash clouds. Getting close enough to dump trash into them would put workers at risk. The extreme heat and toxic gases could be deadly. And if an eruption occurred while trash was being deposited, it could have catastrophic consequences. The eruption could spread the waste over a wide area, causing environmental damage. Section 4. Danger. Volcanoes are not our friends. Volcanoes are powerful forces of nature that demand our respect. They're not garbage disposals, and attempting to use them as such would be incredibly dangerous and irresponsible. Eruptions are unpredictable and can release deadly pyroclastic flows, ash clouds, and toxic gases. Remember those harmful pollutants we talked about earlier? Well, volcanic eruptions release them too. Sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, and other gases spewed out during eruptions can contribute to acid rain, air pollution, and climate change. Adding our trash to the mix would only make these problems worse. Furthermore, volcanic eruptions can trigger earthquakes, landslides, and tsunamis, causing widespread destruction and loss of life. It's crucial that we treat these natural phenomena with caution and respect, not as convenient dumping grounds for our waste. Section 5. So, is this a hot idea or not? While the idea of throwing our trash into volcanoes might seem tempting at first, it's clear that it's not a feasible or safe solution. The risks to human health, the environment, and the sheer logistical challenges make this a non-starter. Instead of looking for quick fixes, we need to focus on reducing our waste, reusing materials, and recycling whenever possible. We need to develop sustainable waste management practices that protect both our planet and our health. Let's leave the volcanoes to do what they do best, be awe-inspiring forces of nature.